will start out with our house rules. So I think most of us know already, but then maybe a little intro about Monsters Among Us, also known as MAO. It's a group of youth that empower children and survivors of child sexual abuse through a myriad of programs, through advocacy, education, and community involvement. So for the today we have some house rules. Okay, so I'll start off with the first one is that so when someone is talking, we hope that you mute the microphone so we do not have any weird noises. And then we also hope that you guys are respectful because we are all from different backgrounds and things. We might have different opinions, so please remain respectful to one another. And also, like, if you have if you want to talk something, you can just politely interject. And we will appreciate if everyone can join the session by using their names or nicknames. So feel free to discuss and talk about anything. And then if you have any questions, you can put it in the comment section. Please like YouTube side in the comment box. And then we also understand if you're not comfortable, you don't really have to on your camera, okay? Because I'm also sometimes uncomfortable, but that is okay. You can just keep it off, or if you want it, also you can keep it on. So no problem with that. It's like a fun session, so you can chill, and it's also a safe space for you to share about anything that you wanna. And then, the last thing, this session will be recorded, and if you feel uncomfortable about it, you can just inform us right now, and it will be put in the YouTube channel. And then before that, if you want to record anything, it'll be really cool if you ask our permission first. And if you want to quote anything, you can first ask permission and then put it, because we want everyone to feel safe and chill. So yeah, that's all. So this is like a safe space for everybody to talk and share. So yeah. So I will start off with Mirza first. So our speaker today is Mirza. She's from the Lapo Predator team, and so she'll be talking about sexual grooming and what to do about it. So over to you, Mirza.
Okay, hi, thank you, Reka. Hello, everyone. I'm Mirza, and I am one of the from one Lapo Predator team. And today I'm going to talk about sexual grooming. So, but before that, I'm going to share my presentation. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Okay, can you guys see my this slide? Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can see.
All right. Yep. So my topic is about sexual grooming. So this topic I took from my thesis, which I done in 2019 to 2020. So my focus was on sexual grooming, and my focus was more onto sexual grooming in teenagers. So this was my topic, which is in Malay. Boleh kan kalau nak apa campur kan? Okay, so my topic was on how psychological factors affect the vulnerability of students in Malaysia, especially the teenagers, how they are vulnerable to sexual grooming. So before that, we need to really understand what is actually sexual grooming. So, menurut Siti Aisyah, this is by Siti Aisyah and Sidar binti Nasrun, in 2016, because I was doing topics on focusing more on teenagers. So what I got from Siti Aisyah and Sidar in 2016, 60 to 70% of our school students, ranging from 9 to 12 years old, know about sex and very interested to know more about it. Dan mereka banyak nak belajar tu daripada bahan-bahan lucah yang banyak sangat ada, yang there is very lots of it in the internet. Ni hanya umur 9 hingga ke 12 tahun tau, which is, and it was like in 2016. Bayangkan dah 2021, which is like 5 years later, and this is only like 60 to 70%. So what about now, which is where we have like many kinds of social media like TikTok and also like Twitter, Instagram, and so on. So ini baru 9 ke 12 tahun. So cuba bayangkan kalau what about the others like which are like older or more younger, and especially bila macam like you guys know in like YouTube orang banyak macam guna cartoons to make bahan lucah. Macam kalau tengok kat YouTube pun banyak yang PVP yang lucah punya tau. So macam this is very worrying lah, because this is only like in 2016. What about now, which is 5 years later? Okay, so especially when there are many kinds of social media. Okay, so what is actually social grooming? So this is in Malay, so I'm going to translate it from Davidson and Martelezo, which they done a research in 2008. They said that grooming involves a process of communication and socialization where the predator try their best to interact with children or younger people um, uh, by sharing their interests and hobby with them and giving them social moral support to get their trust, so that they can make the kids ready for them to abuse sexually. So this is the definition, and this is by Davidson and Martinez. This is which was done in 2008. So we in Malaysia, we are really backdated, because ni macam dekat US, UK semua dah macam very dah tahu apa tu sexual grooming, dah macam okay sedar apa tu sexual grooming kan. Tapi kita ibu yang latest pun tahu, saya tak patut ingat tahun bila, tapi yang macam bila orang boleh kecoh pasal pedofilia pada waktu ada Richard Huckle tu, pasal dengan yang Muhammad Fitri tu. So kita tahu macam baru-baru sekarang. Even our act sexual against children act was made on 2017, which is really late for us now actually. Okay, so John McCarthy and Nathan Gaunt in 2005 say that sexual grooming is sejenis tingkah laku dalam talian how do you say, a behavior online yang direka untuk menggoda atau menarik kanak-kanak ke dalam tingkah laku seksual. Diorang guna this type of behavior they use to attract children so they can do sexual stuff to them. Then this is done, grooming is done by unconsciously. Kadang-kadang tu unconsciously and without the children's knowledge. Especially bila macam kita tahu kanak-kanak ni budak-budak kan, even though macam sekarang budak-budak sekarang macam dah ada yang matang, ada yang macam cepat belajar, pintar kan, tapi they are still kids and they are very curious, and also they don't know what's wrong or right yet. So this is very concerning, especially when our technology is makin maju kan. So macam bahaya lah, sebab macam dah pelbagai jenis jenayah yang ada dekat internet sekarang ni. Okay, and sexual grooming is one of them. Okay, so in 2017, before the act for sexual abuse against children were confirmed, UNICEF and Rage staff, which are the journalists for the Star, did a social experiment where they act berlakon sebagai as a teenager, a 15-year-old in the media social to catch predators doing sexual grooming towards them, and they had merakam, they had recorded every interaction with these people, and this had opened the Malaysians' mind, but it is limited to those who have social media and through the internet only. Okay, this was in 2017, and I only known about this in 2018-19. So it was like really late for me, even myself, which was doing research on this, and this was in 2017. So hold on, I want to show a video if you can see it, a video about this rage. So there are celebrities out there who like join this kind of um, social experiment, and this is what Lisa Suruhani was like the most supportive one. So this is what they read. If you can't hear it, tell me. Yeah.
I'm going to be reading out messages sent by an online sexual predator who thinks he is sending messages to a 15-year-old girl. Hi, do you have a boyfriend? Are you open to talking about sex and stuff like that? Sex is really fun once you try it. Have you ever watched porn? A lot of my girlfriends do. Maybe you'll like it someday. Don't tell me you have not tried masturbating before this. You should do it. You'll thank me later. I had a friend who had sex when she was 15. And the girl's not even replying. And he goes on and on and on, you know. Can you do me a favor? I'll send you a naked photo of myself and you will do the same too, okay? It's something you do when you get to know someone online. It's normal. No, it's not normal. I don't think it's normal. It's a horrible kind of corruption of the mind, I tell you. It's horrible. Hi, I'm Lisa Surihani. I support the Rage campaign for laws against sexual grooming, and I hope you do too.
The project that Rich done was actually called Predator in My Phone, where they had many episodes, and this was from Farin Ahmad. He himself read all these texts, one of those texts from an online sexual predator.
Hai, saya Farin Ahmad. Ini cukup menarik kerana saya diberi peluang untuk membaca mesej daripada seorang sex predator yang dihantar kepada seorang wartawan yang menyamar sebagai anak gadis yang berumur 15 tahun. Selamat berkenalan. Saya 39 tahun. Harap sangat tak kisah tentang umur. Nah. You ni sure manja orangnya kan? Ada gambar? Sure comel kan? Jom jumpa esok. I jemput you. Ini standard lelaki test the water lah ni. Kalau kita jumpa dulu petang ni, okay sayang? Woi, dah ada sayang. Dia boleh kenal-kenal. Okey tak lepak bilik? Lepak-lepak dan sembang je. Nampak tak? Dengan budak kecil, sayang. Abang tidur hotel malam ni. Jomlah lepak dengan abang. Relax sikit kan? Wah. Lepas tu, lelaki tu hantar gambar bilik hotel. Okay, nak tunjuklah konon-konon. Oh, ni memang betul abang kat bilik hotel lah tu. Lain kali ni, cakap dia, abang ambil gambar abang sekali. Oh, lepas tu saya terus report. Saya sebenarnya dah lama dah terfikir benda ni sebenarnya. Pasal kita tak boleh nak larang anak-anak muda dan anak-anak gadis kita menggunakan teknologi. Okay? Tapi itulah dia, ketidakmatangan boleh menjadikan mereka mangsa. Jadi saya sebenarnya dah lama nampak perkara ni dan saya cukup risau. Okay, kita tak boleh nak kontrol mereka 24 jam. Tapi kita hanya boleh memberi panduan pada mereka, dan lebih baik sebenarnya kalau kita ada undang-undang yang boleh kita guna pakai untuk menghentikan orang-orang yang macam ni sebenarnya. Come on lah girls, adik-adik semua. Sometimes it's too good to be true untuk dipercaya.
Okay, macam dia kata dalam kes Farin Ahmad ni, the man was 39 years old, approaching a 15 years old girl. Yang the journalist was pretending. But it's like very, itu bayangkan dia, itu kira okay lah, I mean like he was honest. He told his age. But bayangkan ada yang jenis yang macam, there are those who fake their identity, saying that he's like 17, which for teenagers is like a normal age, right? Like, okay, my senior is contacting me. So they would think like that. But actually, it is someone who is like 40 or 30 years old contacting them, but pretending to be a 17 years old. So this is very, very worrying actually. So going back to my slide, for today, I'm going to talk about how they do this grooming, like the MO. So in Europe, they did by Elliot 2015, project on sexual grooming, and they did like a worldwide, like Europe punya project lah. Kira macam dia dapatkan a few victims and ask how do they meet up and so on. So they created a theory or a model which is a self-regulation model on sexual grooming online. So this is the model. Hold on. Okay. So this is the model. This belah kanan ni. So there are two phases, which is phase one and phase two. And the most important phase is actually at the phase one part, where first they make contact, and then after they make contact with the childrens, they make rapport, which is building relationship. So how they build relationship is by um, apa, where they build trust with these children. And the second one is incentive. So incentive is how they like use stuff to like they say it. They use stuff to like after they build trust with the children, they use intensive to like um, build a more so they can like believe that this children has trusted him, like they offered help, like tolong buat kerja rumah atau bagi macam dalam zaman kalau macam teenagers, they need money to like call their friends and so on. So dia macam diorang top upkan duit, top upkan apa nombor ke something like that. So this is incentive, and then they would go to this inhibition where they use physical or psychological to reduce the children's like sensitivity. Macam dia orang disinhibit, like macam kadang-kadang even teenagers pun atau kanak-kanak dia mesti akan rasa macam betul benda ni. So they would use ways to reduce that. And the last step in this this first phase is security, where they see and identify what is around the kid, like apa yang macam ada kat keliling budak tu, supaya dia tahu siapa yang macam kawal budak tu, and dia tengoklah dia kena pasti apa potensi untuk dia kena tangkap ke macam mana. So he would identify all that first, and then after they've like finished all this the first phase one, then they would go to sensitivity, where they desensitization happens. Okay, so macam okay, apa report dah bina, dah trust dah bina, intensive pun dah bagi. So they would use all that they have done in the first phase to use for desensitization, where they like diperkenalkan about sex, and like macam contoh kononnya sebab dia dah kan matang kan, the predator is like dah besar, dah matang, so they would like konon-konon nak ajar the kid about what sexual stuff is. Macam tadi lah, macam yang Lisa punya tu kan, dia kata even kawan-kawan dia ada yang dah ada seks sejak 15 tahun. So they would like make some sex is like something normal until the kid has like feel like okay, they should do this too. So the sexual grooming part would be achieved when the predator gets to meet the victim. So that is like that means like he had succeeded in grooming the kid. Okay, so this is what happened in the online version. There are also things that happens in the physical in our reality, but usually they would happen between like macam sebab selalunya kalau macam sexual abuse, actually like I've heard that it was 70% happens in the home. Maknanya 70% 70% orang the victim kenal the predator. So macam mana dia boleh terjebak dengan sexual abuse tu? Sebab yang predator tu dah gunakan grooming tu. But in terms of physical punya, dia lebih macam sebab dia dah kenal orang tu kan, so macam dia dah lagi senang lah untuk dia approach the kid. Okay, so this is what happens in online. Okay, so sorry, that was my presentation. Okay, so going back to the article that I shared, this is like the seven steps, no, seven things that we need to know about sexual grooming. The first is that anyone can be a victim, whether you're a girl, whether you're a guy, whether you're a kid, whether you're a teenager, whether you're adults, everyone, anyone can be a victim. So don't, we need to be more alert lah. And like Marlo Garrison, which is a sex counselor, said, grooming can occur at any age, and it has a great deal to do with gullibility, insecurity, religion, and culture. Because the predator wants to approach the target, they would like identify apa yang macam orang, they would like have their list of things to like to know is this kid can be the victim or not. Dan macam dia akan tengok lah kanak-kanak ni ada, dia macam ada masalah ke tak. Sebab let's say kalau macam contoh dia approach someone who has no problem, bohong lah kata tak ada problem, adalah, but can manage her problem and has good relationship with her parents and her family, it would be hard for these predators to approach these kids, because like macam dia orang akan guna pelbagai cara lah untuk identify the victims. And disebabkan macam kita kan ada banyak social media yang like very open to contacting with strangers, so they feel like, oh okay, they know what is wrong, what is right. So it is good that now parents are more aware lah about this thing. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Anyone can be a victim, because it isn't like macam sebab macam Lily ni kan 2 tahun lepas tu lah, banyak kes di mana macam pendakwa approach the girls, so tak kisahlah kau macam mana, kalau kau jenis yang macam terjerat, senang pengaruh atau macam, because there are people like approach pendakwa, approach ustaz macam konon-konon ustaz yang macam tanya pasal agama. Mula-mula dia akan tanya pasal agama lah, lepas tu lama-lama, but then they would go to talking more about sexual stuff. That when they have start talking about sexual stuff, it starts when it means that they had been groomed. They are starting to be groomed. So it is really, really important for people to know how to differentiate between grooming and friendship. Okay, so the second thing that you need to know, that it often starts with friendship. Okay, like what Don Michel said, sexual counselor too, it will be in a way where they get to know the victim well enough, where they find out what they like. So macam kadang-kadang grooming ni would take a long time, sebab dia punya effort tu nak betul-betul dapatkan the victim tu. They macam mula jadi kawan, macam okay, kita kenal je lah, macam ya, like the 39-year-old man tu kata kan, kita kenal je lah dulu apa semua, sampai jadi kawan lah. Bila kita dah macam the kid has familiar and has trust to that friend, it is much easier for the predator to make him or her as a victim. So it would always start with friendship, konon-konon kawan. Lepas tu baru macam okay, akan ada mula dia masukkan benda-benda sexual. So that starts when grooming happens. Okay, so the third one is like I said, they use incentive. Perpetrators use favors and promises to build trust. Once the victim guard is down, the perpetrator will do them a favor. Contoh, okay, they offer like doing their assignment, helping them. So they offer this stuff to get something back. So they use that and they like use promises to build trust, so that they know that the kid can trust them. Buat macam offer macam-macam lah, so that the kid boleh percaya kat dia. Okay, so the fourth one is secrecy is a common characteristic of grooming. Yes, secrecy. They would mula tu dia akan macam okay, janganlah beritahu parents yang I tengah cakap dengan you, kita diam-diam je lah. So and they would like use bila dia dah minta, budak tu kata, when they said to the kid to keep it a secret, then it shows that he wants to use that kid as a victim. So macam sebab bila kalau macam didapatkan a kid that would tell the parents that he is contacting her, itu yang menjadikan dia susah nak get the kid as a victim. So they would use like they would use secrecy as their main protection lah macam tu. Okay. Sebab bila macam dia dah dapatkan trust, dia dah build friendship with the kid, daripada situ yang dia kata secrecy tu dah senang lah untuk dia dapat. Okay. Okay, so the fifth one is grooming can be difficult to distinguish from romance. Yes, that is so true. Because bila macam kita contoh, kita kalau ada, if let's say we have a friend that suddenly wants to talk to us and like being very friendly with us, we tend to like, okay, maybe he likes me. So when that happens, you would feel like, oh, this is not something wrong. This is something right. We're in love. Usually that happens when these victims are like clueless, especially when you're a teenager, when you're a kid. You are like desperate to have to be socialized and to have like a girlfriend or boyfriend, right? So macam that makes the victim see it as like he is into me or she is in love with me and whatnot. Okay. So like when they have romance in them, a victim will often have this instinctual feeling that something's right. Okay, with romance, you're not going to have a feeling that you've been taken advantage of. Like I said, you will feel like, okay, this is something right. There's nothing wrong with this. We're just in love. We're just being a couple. So that keeps on going on and on and on. Even though your friends are saying, okay, this is wrong, this is weird, something like that, but you keep macam pertahankan lah, macam okay, mana ada, kita orang kan bercinta je, macam tu like that lah. So okay, so padahal sebenarnya dia tengah kena groom, not being a relationship. The predator has another intention. Okay. So the sixth one, okay, the victims can get out. Even though kalau macam kita tengah-tengah macam tengah berada dalam grooming tu, we can get out. Bila kita dah sedar, when we have aware that we are currently being groomed by someone, we can just get out of it. But we need to be careful, like macam tentu kadang even those that had been groomed tend to be like suddenly give naked pictures. So we need to be fair. We need to be careful on that. And like the last one says, family members and friends can help, but it's important for them to tread carefully because kadang-kadang, okay, it's really important that we or the victim go meet a professional first, because it's through a professional that they know what they need to do. And kalau macam contoh family members and friends boleh tolong, but kita takut, we would be scared that bila family or friends get involved, it makes it worse. Macam dia akan menjadikan the victim tak boleh lari daripada the predator. So it is important for them to really tread it carefully and focus on bringing the case to a professional, like a counselor or like someone who's dealt with violence and social abuse. So these are the 7 things that I've shared and in the article that I've given. And if you read it, you'll know that it's important that that we need to know about what is actually grooming, and we need to be more aware because there is a fine line between friendship and love. So it is quite hard for someone to really understand what it is, what sexual grooming is. All right, I think that's all from me. Are there like any anyone wants to share or give your opinion or any questions?
Yeah, do you guys have any questions? So I have a story to share. So while you were explaining, kan macam, okay, it happened to my friend, but it wasn't a long thing. It was like a month long only. So when you shared, I could literally see like that is what exactly happened, but in a different manner. Like they met online and then they were like friends, and then he started to buy gifts and so on. yeah, we were roommates, so I was like, she would get gifts, and then so roommates can so we'll spend a lot of times together, and then she was like one day she was like, oh my god, he gave me like a voucher for 500 ringgit or something. I was like,
Wow.
girl, what? My first instinct when I heard that was like, no, I mean, girl, what is this? Block that guy and my other friend. But her instinct, that wasn't her first instinct out. She was like, no, he must be nice. But it's like, no.
Oh.
I think like when like my first instinct was straight away to cut that out, but then she believed because they were like friends, and so I think when you were saying, I could see like the stages that she went through, like it's crazy. So yeah, that is like from me. Anyone have any story or questions to ask?
Yeah. That is like when you say that he gave 500 ringgit a voucher. It's like, wow, okay, that's a major red flag. Because it's so suddenly weird, because we trust someone, and suddenly they would give 500 vouchers, which is very high amounts, right? So yeah,
Yeah, and it was just like a 1 month friendship. Like I
yeah,
can't even order cake for my friend. It was like a 1 month friendship. Like how you do that? Yeah.
True, that's true,
But
that's
you
true.
know, but yeah, she's no more into that. So that thank
Thank
God.
God.
Yeah, thank God. So that's any
It's
other
really,
questions?
it's really concerning now, actually, because like many teenagers are, especially, okay, like in terms of guys, they meet friends through gaming, and for the girls, they use social media. So it's really concerning, because even like Telegram pun kita macam, kalau dulu banyak kes yang berkait dengan WeChat tau. Macam WeChat kan boleh shake-shake bahasa jumpa strangers kan. But now that application has been dah ada dalam Telegram pula. People you know, people around you. So through that, predators can find apa victims easier.
Yeah, true. Like the Telegram case can.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes in Telegram just randomly get added to some random groups And
yeah,
it's like-
yeah.
with all the explicit content. Like,
Yes, that's right. Okay.
so do we have any question? Because I have another question I would like to ask. Okay, so I was just wondering, like, okay, first, one of my questions was like, because we always say like, when we talk about grooming, we always talk about children, and then you brought up just now that it can be anyone, like from even adults.
Yeah.
Kan? So that was something that I was always been thinking, because if I was to talk about grooming, my first instinct is like, okay, a child, but then it's like it can be anyone, and it can also be an adult, like a full-grown adult. So that is like so devastating, but yeah, that's the truth. So my question is, okay, so I was thinking like, because you were talking about children and your main focus was on teenagers also.
Yeah.
So like, do we have any laws that are related to this,
If not
to
mistaken,
protect our children?
yeah, okay. If not mistaken, we're currently using the Act in 2000, which was built in 2017, the Sexual Acts Against Children, which was built in 2017. But it wasn't like really specific on grooming, because there were many kinds of. It involves grooming. It involves child pornography. It involves like contacting, meeting up with victims and so on. So it really wasn't like very clear, not really clear, but I'm not sure because it's more to law. But what I understand is we would use the act or the bill which was created on 2017. But before the act was open, we use sebelum ni akan guna Akta 2001 or like syariah punya akta lah, yang melibatkan macam, because kalau macam melibatkan those kids under 18, they would go under, I'm not sure, civil law or like syariah law, but it would considered as statutory rape. Itu kalau macam before the acts lah, but I'm not sure now. But I think now we would use the 2017 act. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like 2017. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Jana has a question.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you can continue first. You want to say something?
But concerning now, it's good that we are actually really late about really late bila macam nak banding dengan negara luar, kita sangat lambat lah. Even child marriage pun masih lagi dibolehkan, which is really concerning us. Sebab banyak je yang kita tahu, yang kita pernah dengar, yang kita pernah dengar about mana this guy marrying kids. So this is really concerning lah. And we still need to keep make people aware on this kind of acts lah.
Yep, we need to like constantly raise awareness
Yeah, yeah.
about this because we're not getting any closer if we don't do that. Yeah. So
True.
okay, so the next question by Jana is like okay, how does grooming play out in adults? Like, can you share more on and give some examples about that?
Okay, if it involves adults, usually it would involve those who are like young adults and so on. But because they would like approach the MO would be the same as approaching with children, but they would find victims that are very very vulnerable, where mereka akan cari yang depressed, yang perlukan teman, and they would like pretend that the victims can use them as a place to like luahkan. So from there, they would start to groom the adults and so on. Yeah, so there are many, and okay. So and also I'm reading the chat. So kalau macam like Jana said, okay, so like Jana say an example for adult, there are like actually many kinds of example, especially like macam ada kisah yang pasal PU ke pendakwa, I don't remember, but there were like many di mana macam they approach the pendakwa to ask about something related to the Islamic, right? Asking this about and that, and macam but then the predator would use it as a place to like to macam kenal, kononnya kenal the girl, macam ajak the girl to do this and that, dan macam and macam ajak the girl to like jumpa, ajak dia pergi sana sini, padahal itu adalah cara dia untuk macam groom the kid and also groom the adult and also making the adult as her or his victim lah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm a continuation on that. Should I ask it later or right now?
It's okay, you can just ask.
Okay, so basically, I think I talked about this in the Mao group as well. How do I know the line between, you know, how you see sometimes, especially like Western, barely legal celebrities, like, I don't want to mention, okay, but barely legal celebrities dating older guys, maybe like a couple years older, like 20-year-old girls will be dating 40-year-old rich guys and stuff like that. And they're always like, I mean, I always see in, you know, within the famous people lah. But how do I really find the line between knowing that these girls have been groomed, I mean these children have been groomed, or you know, them actually exercising their rights as adults and choosing what they actually want as adults? Yeah.
Okay, so about that, maybe it depends on the what the 20-year-old wants also, because there are times when the predator would use like money to like menarik perhatian, and it's really hard actually bila macam nak identify to like where the lines go between adults, because they would use like, okay, aku dah berumur, aku dah macam dah lepas umur 18, so it's okay for me to do this and that. But this is actually concerning because like you're 40 years old and then she's like 20 years old. This is really beza lah kan, macam jauh sangat dia punya ni. So we need to like check back apa kena tengok balik lah, how they interacted and how they build the relationship. So yeah,
Okay, last one.
it's okay.
Sorry, guys. All right, so if I actually encounter people like this, right? How do I make sure that I am approaching this barely legal adults and telling them to be, because I want to approach them like what and ask them to be careful with these people, these adults that they are interacting with, but I also don't want to like imply that I don't trust them as adults. So like, can you like give an example of guidance on how I can approach this, this, I don't want to call them kids, but like these people, and like actually give them advice on how to navigate that relationship that they're building with older guys.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if it's right or wrong, but it's good that like make sure that this they make sure that the relationship is actually professional, and like if it goes to a personal, it's good that the person ask guidance from their friends, as like macam ajak kawan lah untuk tahu sama-sama kenal, supaya so that the guy or the old guy and so on doesn't use him or her as a tool lah, and macam make sure like the girl know what she is going to face, because dealing with older guy or older woman is really kind of weird, but it's maybe a way for people to actually build a relationship, but kena macam kena bagi masa ajar dia about red flags lah. Kalau macam contoh dah cakap pasal something sexual tu macam that is clearly wrong lah. Sebab especially bila macam you just kenal orang tu like sebulan dua, and then tiba-tiba dah cakap pasal benda-benda macam tu, so that is like kind of a red flag lah. Kena be more aware lah. It's good that it's better that the girl has a friend and tell someone about this relationship rather than keeping it private. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Alright, welcome. Okay, so Mahira asked me, as a psychologist, how can you help with children and their trauma? Okay, so these children, because they have mula tu diorang macam tak percaya tau. Diorang akan rasa macam, okay, this is wrong, this is right. So diorang tak tahu, okay, this is something wrong, which is wrong. So it's the first and foremost, we need to like educate them, ajar diorang, but we need to accept. And first thing, we need to tell them that they are not wrong. Diorang tak salah. Yang salah ni the predator. The victim is not wrong. So we need to make them clear about that, because it is very common for victims of these kinds of abuse would salahkan diri sendiri, especially bila macam ni dalam in terms of CSA, children sexual abuse, di mana macam contohlah dia dah bagi tahu parents dia, tapi parents dia lagi percaya kepada predator dia tu. So it would be really helpful for them to, kita jangan salahkan kanak-kanak tu, dan percaya. When a kid tells you something which is weird and clearly wrong, we need to trust them and face the predator lah. And also we need to make sure that the children doesn't blame themselves. Make it clear that they are not wrong. They didn't do anything wrong, because they don't know. They are kids. They don't understand which is wrong, which is right. And please always be there for the kid. Whenever macam even though macam memanglah kita macam mula tu memang kita okay, awak tak salah, this is not your fault apa semua, but be consistent lah. Jangan tiba-tiba kan nanti kan bila macam contoh gaduh ke apa kan, especially jadi satu hal bila macam parents tu macam mengamuk atau marahkan the predator, sebab kanak-kanak tu akan fikir bila dah bergaduh tu, okay, ni salah dia, ini tanggungjawab dia, why did I do this is my fault. So bila dah start macam tu, dia memang akan terus salahkan diri dia. So yeah, it is very traumatic experience for children, especially bila macam orang yang dia kenal, and especially bila macam orang yang dia dah tahu dia sebenarnya baik tapi tak, it's really not right lah.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think the part you said that we need to stop. Yeah, we need to stop like victim blaming. Recently, this has been like going viral. And so like we need to stop, y'all. It's not cool. Okay? It's not cool like to blame someone but then like the predators or the perpetrators like macam they are like going so how to say like it's okay, seriously. Okay, so like how to say the predators are like out here, they're just walking freely, like they can make rape jokes and then put 1 million so
Yeah.
trading. Yeah, and then so it's like crazy, like so I think like we should stop victim blaming and by doing all this, like we slowly like raise awareness and also like call out people whenever they do something like this, just like oh queen I did, like stop
Yeah.
call call out on people. And so yeah lah, that's what I would like to add for what you said lah. So anybody want to add on anything else, because I have some questions. Okay, so okay, I think I'll just continue the question.
Okay.
Call people out. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so the next question would be like okay, you did say like a lot of times the victims or the survivors are blamed and so on, and they shouldn't keep it secret. But it does happen sometimes, can't to be secret. Like okay, it's like for me personally, I am kind of like very secretive about things. Like even though it's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't really share much to people. So like, how if people like this go through that, and and maybe they are not like they're introverts, they don't talk much, and maybe when they talk down, they always shut down, and so they don't really share things. And then when they go through things like this, like how can they share, or how can we help them uh, in sharing about like you know this is not right, or like just be how to say, like a support system to them. Like how do you get them to share something like that?
Okay, so in terms of that, it is quite hard actually when someone who we know is macam okay dalam konteks kanak-kanak, it's very important for the parents to like build good relationship with their kids. Because kalau macam someone the kid is someone quiet, it is very important lah. So for the parents to like ask him about his well-being, ask who is talking to. So kalau macam in terms of adult, kita as a friend, we need to always be there for them lah. We need to show through action that we are there for them. And like sebab macam kadang memanglah okay bila dah someone that is introvert would suddenly say that he is going through this, so we need to be there, like really listen what she or he is going through, and like understand what she or he is hearing lah. So it is very hard for introverts to tell about their problems. And as a friend, kita boleh macam use other ways lah, other than macam contoh kita sebab kadang-kadang kita boleh tengok cara dia punya social media ke, or like if he or she has a blog, we can read their blogs, give support lah through that.
Cool. I think that is valid. So I think I have another question also. I was just wondering like wait, I forgot my question. What was I thinking? Okay, I think I forgot. Do you guys want to add something? I want to ask. Okay. Yes, I think already. Okay. So you were. I mean, you did. You spoke about doing a research, kan?
Yeah.
About this in teenage. Like maybe you could share about something personally, that something that how to say, like something that struck out to you, like what is this? How is this possible? Or something that when you were doing, you found out and you were like, what is this? Beyond messed up or something like that. Any sharing from that?
Okay. So when I did this research, this was like a continuation of a research from my friend. She did sexual grooming punya the same almost the same topic, but I was focusing more on the psychological part. So from that I was actually, because I did on teenagers, and most of my respondents was Malay, it was their vulnerability was actually quite high, no, quite low, meaning that because maybe because most of my respondents were from Malay background, which is like more Islamic and so on, so they know what is wrong, right? So, but until when I see my respondents who were like from Chinese or from like Indian, they are quite vulnerable and they do interact with strangers. So it is quite worrying lah. And other than that, when we talk about this, is very pressure. Bila macam I hari-hari baca this articles about grooming and I hari-hari baca about victims, it is quite mentally draining. So macam bila kita, especially bila macam dekat Malaysia kan, dia macam sexual stuff are something that is taboo here. And so it's really hard for me to like make people aware about this stuff. But because in my degree, yes, I did a research on pedophilia. I had which was more on finding about parents' awareness on pedophilia, and gladly, my results were quite good lah. Kira macam I compared the father and the mother, and gladly the mothers nowadays are much more aware lah compared to fathers. But in terms of parenting and like teaching your children about this, it is very important for both parents to get involved. So kalau boleh macam dua-dua parent lah help the kid and like be more aware on this topic. And like macam my research was focusing more on the kids' personality, and I found out that those who are like depressed or like have problems, have issues, family problems, they would find it is more easier for these kind of people to get groomed. So macam so itu yang kita as a friend really need to be aware with our friends, ask them if they're okay or not, be supportive of them. So we need to be there lah bila dengan kawan-kawan, because they tend to be more vulnerable to this kind of crimes. Yeah. Okay. Are there any like other one?
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions you guys have? No questions. Okay, I think there is no questions. So okay, sure guys, because we won't be meeting Mirza again, okay? It's your chance to ask her now. Okay, so I think we don't have any questions. So I think maybe we do you have anything other things to share with us, Mirza? Any last words?
I think that's all mostly. We need to be like really aware about what sexual grooming is, and we need to like really understand what grooming is. So read more stuff about this stuff and educate other people too. So yeah, I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'll add some to what Mirza said. Like you guys can support organizations that advocate for things like this also, and as she said, learn things. Okay, when there's a lot of things that we need to unlearn and learn back. Okay.
Yeah.
We are messed up as a community, so but it's okay. We can always learn. We are always in the process of learning, so that is fine. So okay, that's all. I think thank you, Mirza, for coming today. I think we learned a lot of things from you, and a lot of like information regarding grooming, sexual grooming, and so on.
Thank you.
So that's all, and thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone for coming today. So it's already you're reaching the end. So thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mau, for inviting me.
Thank you.
If you guys
Thank you for coming, Mirza.
If you guys like have any question, you can just like PM me if you're a member of Mau, and you can like go to my Facebook, which is the same name, Miza Mahira Zainal, and you can just ask personally there if you have like any other questions. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you for answering my
guys.
question. Thank you.